Oh, bona se batsena ka di miniskirt ke re sheba mo. Ke ba bona ka di kebe gore ba tla mo, ba shake a straw. Ke ba nyana ba di stylish, ke ba nyana ba di take some more. Hey, I hate that. 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 Hey Taola, you know how it is, man. This is Men Pros from the Exclusive Culture Podcast and Interviews in partnership with me, Robert Rhythm. You know how it is, man. We're about to go. As I always say, man, we're doing dope stuff out here. If you can see the environment right now, the place that we at is Malala Lodge, which is situated in Lorraine. I don't know if I'm not sure if it's Lorraine or Ghana. I haven't been this side. Maybe our guest can confirm. Where are we, sir?
No, ke Lorraine.
Okay, Lorraine.
Yeah.
Okay, because I can see sure I was a player no yona ke fe no kwa bana phela ba mpotsa. So sa ke confirm a ke nya go phela ke bolela ma dilo tse di wrong la bona. So we are about to go, man. As you all know, man, there is a song that has just dropped recently. That is the name of the song is I that is out at the moment. Go and check it out. We are about to go. The person that we with at the moment, man, I was told about him. Like when I heard about him, it was more like his story, man. Like it was just interesting for us to even be keen to say, okay, let's go and interview him so that we can understand or again his mind state to understand or so that Loena out there who's watching can feel inspired and obele meragelo ba ibitsa ke meragelo ka sepedi o kgone go tseba Loena if unya ka ba go position ya neng go yona o ka kgona go fihla byang re a inspire ke exclusive culture. The story is just exclusive, so this story here right here, maybe it's the first time you hear about it, just know it's coming straight from this podcast right here, man. So we're about to go, we're about to find out a lot of things from this guy so that he tells us everything from the from where he started, you know. So the name of the guy that we with at the moment, his name is like I can only give like maybe the same name and say Shai. He's Mr. Shai. He's just gonna give us little more details on like his name and his background, where he comes from, and where he started. Like as a like what I want to find out exactly. Let me just talk to him. How are you, sir?
I'm good, and you?
Hi.
Sure.
Na Men Pros ke lina la dilo tse re di dirago. La man netse ke progress wa ga malobega from Bismarck.
Okay.
So like ntwe ke nyaka go e tseba le gone ke more like ke nyaka go tseba ka background ya lena gore le tswa kae mo le be le phela gona high school a botse ke nyaka go tseba ka high school ya lena ka botse gore go diregane high school mo le sagola.
Okay. O bolela le Taola Shai.
Okay.
Then ke belegetse Moshate.
Oh.
Village ga Skororo. So ke moshimane ke lete ka lapeng la basadi ba 5.
Okay.
So we are 6 in the family. So we no longer have parents. They've passed away. So I was born like each and every child, like yeah. And then ke go ke le moshimane o lo reng ke a githata, but you know life was challenging because we are from the poor family. Yeah, so I started my school go Matsengwana Primary School.
Okay.
Then I don't remember when was it because I was just a little boy. So then after ke pasitse by then e be le standard 5. Nowadays I get the grades. So ke startile ko then ka pasa standard 5. Then ka thoma dithuto tsa ka high school ko Magwatleng secondary school.
Okay. Ale Magwatleng is situated guy.
Magwatleng ko Bellville.
Okay, Bellville.
Yeah, ka wa 12. So at school wa tseba gore a o le moshimane sometimes go lana kwela re bitsa gore o na le adolescent stage. So ge be ke dira grade 10 ke ile ka fail grade 10 because of adolescent stage. And it was my first failure. Then ka panic too much and I started to get worried because ge ke checka dithaka tsa ka they were progressing. Then I went back, then I completed my matric in 2002. So in that 2002, then that's when I completed my matric. Then I went further, my further studies. So when I was at school, there was this teacher by the name Mohlala.
Okay.
So she motivated me to say, no, you must study the law. By that time, I had no interest in studying law because I found it very difficult. So when I went to tertiary, so in my life, I wanted to do tourism as my career. Then it was difficult because that college, tourism, it was very expensive. And then my parents could not afford because my mother was a kitchen lady.
Okay.
So my father was retrenched, so life was very difficult. So then I went to UNISA to study the law. Then by then there was some funds in the knowledge or at least I can fund my studies. Then along the way, life becomes so very much challenging. So where I started my LLB at the year of 2003, then along the way I dropped out because of financial problems.
Okay.
Then I went further, tried to see what I can do just to get something so that life can progress. Then that's when I went further, got the access program in law. Then I completed. Then after, I started applying for financial assistance and NSFAS funded me. Then I completed my LLB degree last year.
Okay. So I want to find out, like, now you're talking about the NSFAS again.
Yeah.
Like you had like this discouraging life as you grow up. Like we all, like in most cases, as you come from rurals, man, like it's always like challenging to get what you want. So I hear already there is this thing like we encourage like the students to go to school, whereby you also like sometimes we you apply and all those things. Like, does it come from you being like having those challenges like all?
Yeah, this thing the application and the bursary application. It was after I experienced this difficult life.
Yeah.
Then one of the good days I met this other girl. And when I check her result, I found out
okay.
And she was staying at home. And it pains me because I realized there is an opportunity out there. That's when I started thinking, no man, there are many kids outside there by lowering, they want to further their studies, but because of lack of information, Baduchi got those good results. Then that's when I started helping these young kids get the application, especially mostly our youth. Then I started motivate because experiencing it teach me something or no man. We can do something to develop our community. It was when I started to tusha bana the application, then so that indeed there are many of them already ke some of them are at a final level model and they will be completing their studies maybe next year.
Okay.
Yes.
No, that's dope. Now Ngabolela, we still in your high school to your university life. In most cases, like when you tell me about your structure, like your struggles, I could relate to one. So problem yaga high school because because you have that background or so how was it like you were high school? Was it easy or?
Now my high school life, too much. In fact, if you can level levels, so never at high school. Mara dance school.
Okay.
So Mara nyana man, too much.
But there has to be something idea. Let's say if you open like a financial like status or maybe as a meeting, so you will talent at least so somewhere
yeah, I want like a ballroom dance. That's when I become more famous.
Okay, no, that's dope, man. Because we wanted to just touch on that so that at least the people out there can hear like your background, but relate with like some people like maybe this guy has never had like life here that means so like you have this love for your community. You have this love for community. Now you have a chance to be like a counselor as What 14, more What 14. allegedly, I made my own research. I find out again before you became a counselor, you were supposed to go to as a police training. Like there was a training that you had to do for police training, but you chose a 5-year plan. So in most cases, re number one it's 100 years. So, but this 1-year counselorship is a 5-year plan. How do you choose between how do you come out with that decision? Or 5-year plan instead of the longer one?
Yeah, it happened or before Agenori in 2016. Kilega contested the local election, but I could not make it.
Yeah.
Then last year, the local election, it was then people encouraged me, or no man, you must register as an independent candidate. And after registering, so that's when I made it as a ward council. Then along the way, there comes an opportunity. We can play the position of reservist or South African police.
Yeah.
Then while I was a councillor, I got a call to say I must come for training, physical training and for the interview. Then I went there and did the assessment, then I made it also. Then I got a call to say now it's your time, you have completed all the processes, now you have to go to police college. It was very challenging because now I still remember I was elected by the people who had a trust in me. So now I have to choose whether I go for as a police officer or as a ward council. I presented my story to some of my people who supported me, and I realized it was heartbreaking for them I can, if then it means most of the people, because they trusted me that I can make it as a ward councillor, then then that's why I decided man, people have trust in me and they voted for me, so why now should I disappoint them? That's when I decided to say no. I still have an opportunity because I already completed my LLB degree, which is I can pursue as a advocate or as an attorney. So that's when I decided, no, let me serve these people and do as we promise. Because most of the people, our community have got a lot of challenges and they need somebody who they've got trust in him. So that's why I decided, no, let me proceed as a ward councillor.
So as a ward councillor, do you start off by being like in a different party, or you just went straight into independence?
No, previously I contested like Civic Warriors of Marulane. By then this local election, most of the people encouraged me to say no, we want you as an independent candidate. So that's when I respected the will of the people to say if the people want you to do this, why not go for it?
Okay, like I've got this I'm asking myself because I'm not really well learned when it comes to like the politics, how they work and everything. That's why I had to go do research before we came to you. Robuchi said questions to Robuchi Sangjo. So somewhere somehow I've got my own general questions that I can ask because I wanna get to understand like being in independence, does it like the name, because already independent. So is it the same thing, or maybe there's still gonna be a name that you guys gonna like ANC for example, DA?
No, being an independent, you are not under any political organization. So you're just an independent candidate, or you recruit people, then they register their names on the register list here, IEC. Then you go there and submit. You are not representing any political party. You are just an independent person, then you go there and contest the local elections. Yes, but if you want to go and join another political party, as the election have already passed, you can just go and join any political party of your choice.
Yeah. You go, you contest for like being a councillor, right?
Yeah, you just go and contest it as a ward councillor. Like I get those other ones for political party. They represent the political party. They went there with the cap of a political party. But as an independent, you're just an independent candidate. You just register with the IEC, pay the affiliation fee, then you contest the elections.
So I
can independent, but you must reach the threshold. You must have more than 50 people. Supporter your mission. Or no, we've got elected this person, Ramorata, then we support them, you fill the form, then we submit, go IEC.
So after you let's say you submit, you're done now.
Yeah, we
What's
are done
the next
now.
level?
Done the next level.
just
We are done
registered
with the
to become
elections. We contested the election, and then I'm now a ward councillor.
You are a ward councillor. How do you become a ward councillor? That's the process. Because again, now you've got your 50 people. You are not yet a ward councillor.
Yes.
You've got your 50 people. You are now ready to register yourself. You got that threshold. You go and register yourself. You are sure that these 50 people, at least now, I need more. Like of the 50 people. Like what's the next level from?
Okay, after registering, then I get IEC it like the election calendar. We are on this day ready electioning, and that's when we contest the election. Then you lobby people, you do door to door, maybe you can make even the campaigns like those other political parties. Then on the election day, then all these people go and vote. That's when people voted for me. Then that's when I made it.
Oh, that's when you made it.
Yes.
No, congratulations. How long has it been so far?
So far we are on a 1 year program, already 1 year past.
Oh, so it's gonna be
Yeah.
like you after 5 years, or are we fighting for another term?
after
or
5
does it
years-
happen after you've lost? Let's say if you lose after 5 years, no, you have not lost. Like now you wanna go for, let's say it's another term. Like after 5 years, it's another term. Like, do you go and sit down, or do you fight now as a councillor so that you get voted again for another 5 years?
Now that I'm given opportunity as a ward councillor, the ball is in my court to decide whether I satisfy my people or whether I disappoint them. But when you serve people with pride and deliver, it's when they will decide whether they want you back as a ward councillor or they will choose another person. Or no, they've got trust in him. So or after term fail, so we'll present our story to the people, then they will decide whether they still want me or they lost trust in me.
Okay.
Yes.
Like, no, as youth, I came here as youth. I came here as youth, like, get low challenger. I'm unemployed at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm unemployed. The exclusive culture. I'm the podcast. Like, how do you support like structures like this, like exclusive culture? How, like, when you look at it, what do you think can happen? Like, as I agree with you, just making an example with this one. Maybe there's someone out there who did other things like photography or whatever. The other one who register the quota,
Yeah.
So how do you support those kind of structures?
Normally, my support to them. Firstly, I check whether they've registered their business. Then, if they've not registered, register the business. Then we help them register business, how to develop their business. Then we invite maybe people already buy in the business so that motivate. Some have find it difficult to register their business. Sometimes we poke in our own pocket just to give them the support. Whatever the challenges they then here and there. Because they already have experience here run the business. So just to motivate somehow recheck get the challenges then that's when we intervene more we intervene now.
Or like the process ya bona e kgone go tswela
E
pele.
kgone ho tswela pele ba be le
Because
product.
yes, youth le wena o kgone go bona, man. The reason why le rena re thomile some things like this, for example, I just came from TUT. I was studying as TUT. I'm a graduate at the moment. So knowing again, I will have to wait for maybe 3 years or whatever for me to get even what we call like internship.
Yeah.
So imagine me sitting at home. You don't do anything. There's nothing that you have to do. You wake up every day. You're depressed. You don't know what's next or what. So we had to create this kind of thing so that while we are busy waiting for those things, or you might never know. Maybe you might even take this as serious. So I understand. So while we're waiting for that, we're busy at least. So we appreciate you, like so tell me, like, what did you think when you got the call to come here?
At first, I basically the idea the program came up appealing. Then I just said no. Because of
Yeah.
everyone one phone line mo fa chance ya or a kgone present the story then ke kgone support the idea tlanka yona because I realize when someone I will choose, ubilele trust someone to momo
Yeah.
then ubilele khatlego. So why should you undermine Mutu? You must just give the person the chance to present himself, offer the idea, then see it, or how can you intervene, how can you help that person? You see, that's why in most cases, as a to undermine about because I understand the background to Rekichongo.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause it's just never easy for us. Like, when you still start starting something like this, and for mere fact, or you didn't even, did you even like, did you know about this before? Like,
No, azanka kabala idea. I will let phone. Azanka kaya ko se bar ke bag.
Because some of them, they do know what's going on around here. They do know, but maybe we still have to impress. We still have to have a long way to go, or impress, or we can do a good job. And sometimes it comes with quality. If I am sitting with you like this, we're having like quality conversation. So that's where maybe someone, when they are listening, they can hear, these guys are. I understand that they more like they just want to hear you out, so that you tell your story. People out there can relate. Maybe because this kind of platform, but what support. Like right now, this thing we believe somewhere somehow you're gonna, once you see it, maybe you might be proud and say, let me show it to my associate, one of the people that I work with, or even share it on my platform, social platforms, so that people can see. This is the things that we do out here. This is what what's happening at the moment. So right now, when I'm counceller, you're running for independence. There is competition. There is competition. How do you eliminate competition when it comes to like knowing how to deal with your competition?
To minimize the competition, or first thing, you must respect people who voted for you. And then secondly, you must not politicize service delivery. We know we are serving different people with different political affiliations.
Yeah.
So now that the campaign's defeated, we treat people as equal.
Yeah.
So whether a member of a certain political party or not a member of the certain political party, we must just serve people equally. So if they need you, you must go and represent them in whatever way the assistant able. We know sometimes it's very difficult. Some, they've got challenging issues you might find you don't have a solution for their problem. But for their mere fact, they are the human being and you are the human being. This is what you must do. And make sure you don't categorize people to say, no, you have not voted for me. You work against me. No, you must not deal with that issues. Now that we are as councillors, you are voted as a councillor, what you need to do is to serve people equally. Now you take their political caps aside and put them in one picture.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the only way you can eliminate the competition. And also, or respect the constituency that you are serving. Yes, because if you wait, for an example, you must just be honest with your community members to say, we've got this project, Banyaka 5 people, which method can we use to hire the people? Then the community decided, then you take that decision, your community will feeling on it, then you hire them without even looking who was there as your supporter, who was not there as your supporter. By doing that, that's when you gain the trust of the people.
So being an independent, obviously, like from what I have observed and what I heard, is that you get support from other people, like maybe a different party. So for you to maybe do what we call like service delivery to the people and everything. So is there any support that you guys are getting, or what's going on around there?
No, for service delivery, agri-service delivery is for the entire community. Let's say Maruleni municipality. We are sitting in the council, we are serving in the portfolios of Maspal. Then as we go around, we get the IDP. So we present our IDP to the people, we listen to the people what they want. Then as a councillors, we sit in the council sitting. Then we decide. So indeed, it's true, because as councillors, we are now working as a team to say we are serving the constituency of Maruleni people. Then now we must make sure re khotsofatsa all the wards because whenever we take service delivery to the people are ka se lebelle what e one fela. Remember, we are saving the entire community of Marule. So we need each other, all of them, as councillors, no matter they are from the ANC or the Warriors or the EFF. But at the end of the day, we need each other because when you take the decision, we must take the collective decision. Yes.
So do you get sabotages while you? Is there any sabotages? Let's say if onyaga agrapik competition, they are superior. Something we understand. Do you, by any chances, whereby let's say you want something from the other people, but also you choose maybe, but let's say if you give service deliver, late than you expect, so that when maybe you might be looked at, your people, like your community can look at you and think, alright, this guy are deliver service you.
No, so far our circle any sabotage because we've worked together with our mayor. Even the speaker also honor for that chance. Whenever we encounter the challenges, we report to municipal official, they respond in time. Or currently, so far everything is still standing so good.
Okay, no, that's dope, man. That's dope. Like we excuse my language. I'm coming from a dope. Coming from a dope environment. That's why I'm talking about dope. So the things that we do out here, like we've just experienced a new thing right here, and we started with like entertainment when we started this podcast. So the people that we mostly interview here are like the local artists.
Yeah, local artists.
But if you are the local artist. The local artist, so you have to that's dope, man. That's dope. So that's why we're using this language at the moment. So where you coming from at the moment, like problems so like alena problems because I agree you are coming from a different what at the moment, what 14?
No, currently we've got only 2 villages. Shelogorobana les Tarakal Summits, like Shikwan. Shikwan, it's where there is a too much crisis of water. And it's one of the major problems. In my leadership, I solve that problem, but we already take measures to ensure we solve the issue. Because normally 2 year the borehole, 1 is broken, 1 they stole the pump machine. But now we are in position, we are in place here where we restore that problem, so that now currently they will fix the pump machine in Nongona. Now we've made the request there for that stolen pump machine is replaced. Now we also have a mountain stream water, which is currently we are busy working on trying to get the pipelines and the connection so that we can connect the water from the mountain stream and to the villages. We are so sure by the end of this year, everything will be sorted and currently but currently we are supplying them with water tankers from municipality. But sometimes go deliver maize due to the issues that with the load shedding and delivering into other sections. So, but it's only the 2 villages, like the new stands Jamokanana, is where the challenges is.
Okay.
But the other sections, let's see, number 1, everything goes well. Yeah.
Okay. But like let's say if our mates or not, like when let's say as a councillor, you feel like you have delivered the best service. Or you understand? You feel like another 6 after 5 years, I'm still running for another 5 years. Then it's like you are there, you feel like you are there, but your people still say, so how do you deal with those? Like when you hear, like they say, so how do you deal with those kind of people when they tend to behave like that?
No, for now, such kind of comments, it's a motivation. And it's an illness and I must pull up my socks. So it means I so fitel the mobile to fitel for now, as a campaigning as a motivation. No, you must do as much as people they want you to do. Because you must push harder. If Lord knows I'm gear number 5, that means I must change the gear and go to number 6. So that I know it's not simple to satisfy everyone.
Yeah.
It's very difficult because every people banally their own view. But at the end of the day, if majority would then the less bats are hot of all. That means what I've delivered. All what's on a lemon, so I can Rasaka fella by Levar More. It was only few Babam by Levatomo Lemua after I'm crucified or Norman. Roblaile Hoshi hole.
I know it's like sometimes I tend to when you are building something it's got a vision. Maybe you've got a 10-year plan or one. Maybe you're still starting. Not a lot of people are gonna believe in it because like what no. So like when it says again, is 5 years like as a term, like when you look at it like as a counselor, do you think 5 years is enough for a counselor to do his job?
5 years is enough for a counselor to do the work. Although the damages the regular previously, which is you must just be dedicated enough for as hard as you can. So the only way to do that you must give yourself time. You assess your community. The community where they give you their challenges so that you know what is their expectation from you, what is it that they want you to do. By doing that, order the consultation, order the community meetings, sometimes order the door-to-door and community visit. It's when you outline or understand your community by nyakang as an immediate solution. So, but if you can distance yourself from the community, you won't know. So you might find 10 years is not enough. 5 years is not enough for you to do the work. But if the community in most cases, you will know community are never the challenges. But as Luena itself, you must do yourself a study. Or study the section here or the constituency we lead on. Some of the things you must just go around the villages, see. For an example, obviously in your mind you already know or no. The pula dinile, it's most of the damage. Then you must go horna. Kikai moloro kadera immediate intervention or one or no strata se fix.
Okay. Otsanaga like haven't or okay, let's say wa fitla ka kwa tsileni o hwetsa maybe pump nyana itshinyerile ke nyana pump eo. Do you wait for budget to come or tipa ka kwa pocket ya gago?
Ga ke kreile bona le dilo tse dingwe o tshwantse di understand gore if osa ncheka potleng yago it might take a long time or ba di there. For an example, o pipe ke le palegile enyaga joint. Then you report to municipality. Masipala o sometimes lo jaona adio in the municipality. But tshwantse ba yo di reka. And they cannot just take the money ba re tsa yo reka. They must make quotation. Then it's a supply chain by isa ko finance by approve. Then ba khona ba yo reka. So for that to work our community nyaka service. This is just a smaller thing, you can just go and buy it. So I do buy it. Already regular connections from my own pocket. So that community grant exactly. So it will take time.
Maybe maybe you forget or those are the people who you forget at the end of the day you still need to sacrifice so that at least maybe if you still want to come back after 5 years, they can still say, what do you smaller things, it's something. It's not
something
always
else,
about you providing the bigger things. Maybe
Exactly.
because we sometimes we don't really need those things. You know what? To complain but when all level or sometimes you just need to provide the little things. People can just notice. Or this person is.
Exactly.
Motho o na le problem ya go bribe batho. O tla go wena kana bana o nyaka ntho o nyaka a o tsere nyaka go funda podcast o ra wa ke tsere 20k Shai Mr. Shai ke tsere 20k ke nyaka gore le tšee podcast e le ise go president wa South Africa le tlo e amogela.
I wanna issue a bribery. It's something else because as ke le motho wa molao lo tša di bribery a se dilo tšaka because that's why le ge be ke thuša bana I was helping them free of charge. Some they wanted to give me money. I said no, I don't want your money. What I want is your success. So for now to get to Shemoto, I fetch ampe shunya. Because I know at some stage the very same way that is the same way it will be a problem and it can get exposed for doing such things. So for now the bribery, that's a stuff sack.
Re no rawa maybe le Shai maybe ba le bona ba di tseba dilo la bona maybe ba fela ba di etela
Jadi bribery ke a di chaba matata.
So ke kule batho ba complain ka di like when it comes to like the mereko, that's why ke botsa ka di corruption wa bona. I sometimes you know tsena mo di social media go na bona batho ba complain hey kae ne ba tšea batho no makala ba chela someone ba go kwa kae ha re ba tsebe mara re applyile kua. I'm a victim of that where you just you know you've got like maybe qualifications.
Yeah.
I do have qualifications. I go around apply but you just wait. That thing will refeletse guy a o tsebe lo refeletse guy la bona. So that thing le nna maybe nka tisa sa ka skhalo ke re aua re gopela le lebelleni as like the counceller gore le ka gona go dilana le yona bjano a ke tsebe gore ke corruption or what, but it's just observations tse gore ba le tsona mo re di lebeletse gore aua go di regileni mo. Why would you like say if you apply ka mokana gona you know you've got all the qualifications but you still gonna wait the process, then after by process if edile lo re yana interview nyana wa bitsiwa nyana lo at least wa ba le hope nyana at least le go ba ka rauto le ga ba ka raba o hiri at least le no yo dule fa so tswa rawa le nna ba mphile hope or something can happen. No kra re no dula ka le re fetsa re give up re no rawa re tlo tshwarela gona mo di exclusive culture podcast re tla no bona re go diega bano maybe one day o tla ba le someone wa araba go dithapelo tša rena ra gona go bona ka kua. So ke tše le ro le rena before re tla ka mo re botsitse batho ke ditirelo tše le ro le bona ba ka no bona di ka re di ka change in a way ya re ke le rena as batho ba ile ro ke ne re ba gana mo ba skororo di a change. So ke sale ka kwa ba re le skororo le na le match like did you guys be successful with the match le ro sala ka yona be ba rona le shortage ya di doctor or something.
Exactly. You know, Valore, I got certain things in the process. I will say the match was very successful because we submitted our complaints and have considered that. But although this are the process, they are still busy because some of the decisions they have to go through all the processes the level. Because one of the key issues get our hospital or the interest of the people. Although there's still some lot of challenges there, but so far, as much as we voice our voices, so the local even though some smaller challenges here and there.
Follow ups,
yeah, we do make some follow ups.
Because it was mostly like like I've once went I've experienced something like I became a victim of like assault, like in the streets. Maybe I gotta get Pitori. I wanna become like you know. Sometimes you walk in a store. I can't my India. The store opportunity I can say my Indians. Let's just say Indians. So hoja utsenaka shoponi ya bona. Utsenaka gua. You are just a normal person. You buy something. Somebody. The person who's giving you an order is giving you a wrong order. Then after you have to go out when you're supposed to go out of the shop. they start accusing of you of theft. They say, Rawa, you but instead of Rawa, this is how we can fix it. They start making it look like it's a problem for you to take that order when it's wrong. It's more like you've stolen, but you've paid for it. They say sleep for it. It's just that you've got the wrong order. Maybe I'll fit a price here when I understand.
Yeah.
So I became a victim whereby I got assaulted by the guy who was working there. So, but after we finished, even the police didn't do anything about it, because we go there, they start treating you like somehow. Maybe you just don't know where to go. Maybe they might, when you have been assaulted, which process. You are even confused at that time because so those kind of things, the experience why my police saying that's where you start. Then you start feeling like you are not even South African at all. I understand, you are not even South African. Then we had to wait for like 3 hours. By that time you are building, like you had to wait for like 3 hours so that you can go to hospital. We called the ambulance to come. Had to wait for another 3 hours. While you are there, the police don't even care, can't even make it look like emergency or whatever. Then when that ambulance came, we had to go to hospital. When we got to the hospital, we had to wait for another 4 hours for the doctors to arrive. When you get there, the doctor is just one person. Already there is 40 people already who needs to get stitched up. So when I came back home, I hear people are experiencing the same things when they get to the hospital and all those things. So when I heard also about the initiative that you took, that's why I'm asking you about it, because I believe Orlena as a victim of that, somehow the people deserve or the hospital but treat you better in a way or again. They feel like they are home. Imagine if you get assaulted by someone who's not even maybe from here. They assault you. When you get there, they even your people, they even treat you as if like you are not from here. That kind of a treatment. You get to the hospital, there's no service at all. So for me, it was like a traumatizing like experience. I even wished or again, if I get to find a job after this term I'm in, like I was at school obviously. So if I have to find a job, this is where you see medical aid.
Yeah, because the situation that you are explaining, it's really sad, because at some stage, I feel like sometimes I go there to do my personal things, and you find people sitting there and they start complaining to say it's been long. So in that situation, I make sure I get the relevant people to intervene. I don't just sit and fold my arms say no, doctor, because I once went to that Skoro hospital taking someone, he was in a critical situation. Then after opening the file, then went there to check whether the patient has been attended, and only to find out there was no doctor. It's when I've made my intervention and called the relevant people to check if indeed doctor or and after I realized that those people are just sitting there, they did not even report to the doctor or normally emergency. So, but after my intervention, it was when things attended the patients. We know there are those people by lowering. They just go there just to earn the salary, not to do their work.
It's those things, man, that makes us think, or maybe we serious. So this kind of a podcast, it's more like it's not an interview. It's just a conversation where people get to understand the kind of a person Taola Shai is. So I understand how your personality will just tell, man. Like that's what podcast does. Like they just see you and hear your conversation. They can hear how you speak. They're like, oh, this person speaks like this. Okay, these are the things that's where people get to understand the kind of a person you are and how you react to situations, how you wanna. So people get to love you for that. Do I understand?
Okay.
Someone who like, hey, Mutula ubulela gabotse man, like bona ka re nna le yena gabotse re ka nyalana one day wa bona re ka ba le lerato la go fitla kae so o nyaka go tseba gore number ka di khwetjana so le taken ba ga shai le taken na
currently so nyala so we taken motho ba taken go lo re ba motsibisitse or something e lo re motho o sa le busy busy ka mejolojolo. No, you are not that taken.
ne re gopela le ba fe email address ba rata di-email
No, I don't have problem sharing my number because I know or at some stage batho ba na lo tlhoka thuso ya ka. Mara ba ba na lo fela ba ntšhaba ba re re bona ga re mothakola wa ganya. No, ke motho mongwe wa shy at some stage. Lo ka no ntšha wa ntšheka ga botse ke motho mongwe mo shy mara ke na le pelo e botse. I'm a very kind person.
Ne ke tsamaile when you talk about being shy I don't know. Na ke tsamaya go Facebook timeline ya gago go tsa di joke. Go di wa le joke ka ma peace mark. A ke rata trailer. Ba re ma peace mark ba sadi ba peace mark ba ka tshwara le phuthi ka bokitima. A go sure ga botse. Ke rile ke bona joke ya la ke ya. Ka lebella ka ema patedi ka lebella ba sadi ba ba feta go ka ga botse ba ka tshwara phuthi ka nnete. So I didn't know I'm still asking myself.
No, ke motho wa rata di joke. Sometimes go dira di joke people ba feel gore ba ka kgona ba gausi le wena because at some stage o na le gore o le motho tshwantse pele o na le nako ngwe tshwantse be serious ka dilo tse di dirang mara o na le nako ngwe tshwantse o ska phela o le Mr Uptight le batho ba o lebeletse ba re o ka re bona tao kwa you must just
and being a counselor obviously it comes with the job or you have to be like you have to some sort of like create like relationships between you and your people.
Exactly.
At least le ba etla ba tle ba bulegile dipelo tsa gore ba ka gona go bolela le wena a se ntse re ba swantse ba chabe gore ba bolele le wena wa bona so re le mo go issue anewe re ska lebala maybe re ka go thusa le wena go tja motho ne re gopela o sie di number phone ye le re go nyaka thuso from wena go gona a gone go ya kere le mo ba ka nyaka thuso go ka wena gore o tlo gona go mo thusa na
exactly
so di re keng di number
okay number phone ja ka ke na le di number phone tja o fapana ke na le ya 079 033 4776 which is get the phone call. Unfortunately ne le ya WhatsApp ba le ba ban na mo WhatsApp I don't know what happened. Then ke na le another number ya WhatsApp ke 082 534 6995 and then le Facebook I'm available Taola Shai. So baba manompitsa Mr Potential yo
Mr Ai drag sa di pena Mr Potential ya di sa ya ka nna
yeah they can call at any time ke phela ke la available mara ge ba sa nkere a phone ne ga bedi then ba ska re ke ignore the call so sometimes ke ba ke le busy but I do return my calls after ke really the missed call.
Okay, yes. So re ke buele morago before re ka gona go tswalela like the achievement so far as a counselor like what do you feel like or you have done and what you feel like you're still gonna do so that people can be able to expect those things.
My achievement.
It's not a promise, by the way, but just you saying, "Oh, okay." Just like anyone who says, "My New Year resolutions are."
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't even achieve those things,
exactly.
But just to show, again, these are the things that I feel like, we are not on truth, but again, we are not taking an oath.
Exactly. Okay, my achievement so far, ke kgone ho thusha bana ba bantši in terms of the applications. And then ke kgone lokisha letsela ya ka mo moshate and then le go dira tše dingwe ke di social problem tše le gore direla di intervention then already re kgone identify le batho le gore ba need the emergency houses and so far some of them ba tlo ba benefita this year ba kgone go kry-a dintlo tša bona tša di RDP so my wish also ke go bona village le Shikwane e na le mates so that will be my biggest achievement and also ke taba ya bona ya tsela gore Kare Shikwane is the only village in the access road right. So that access road for this year. It will be my biggest achievement. Then anywhere the achievement take wish I already direct. Ke go bona ke thushitse bana ba bantši ba kgona ya sekolo. Exactly. So ke engwe ya wish ya ka because ke motho wa rata thuto. So inga bona bana ba bantši ba kgona ya sekolo ene ba tswelela. That will be my biggest achievement.
So would you be interested for another term? Like let's say this 5 years term like ends. Like are you interested? Agaranya go botsa batho ba no mo gore ba tsebe gore awa Mr. Shai is still here after 5 years. So you must be on the lookout or support.
Yeah, ke sana le interest because my interest go save batho. So as much as ke kgona save batho. So I so wish gore ke bona gore le ke fologa batho ba kgonne go golega nka bona batho ba bantši ba golegile ba fitlheletse dilo tše di botse awa ke tlabe ke re modimo ke phethile thato ya gago
ge premier ba lapile setulong sa bona re a se tšea setulo
ya re ka se tšea le sa bo premier a le president le ena a ka baisa re ka mo tšeela
re a fitlha awa re a leboga Mr. Shai. That was a good conversation. It's a conversation, by the way, like it's from Exclusive Culture Podcast and Interviews. This is where you get to hear people's story. Like we don't interrogate, we just ask questions so that if you feel like or these are the answers that you can give us, those are the ones. But don't be creative too. So this is where we tell the story. This is where you come and be able to just tell us about yourself, tell us your dreams and goals about the communities you belong to, as a counselor, as a like anyone who's a leader, like who's leading people out there. Like this is a platform where we know again it's recorded. Like I think even for decades until YouTube, they take YouTube down. Like you go back there every time. Right now we just given Mr. Shai like more like a gallery of his own where he knows, or if he wants to show his kids, his children out there, inspiration. So his children, I don't just mean or maybe personally. We mean you guys out there, the youth. Like and how he tackles issues. I understand because some of us a position of a counselor, but we don't know how to do it. But maybe no level again. Hey, maybe we million nyana lo ena wa tsoga. So okay, lo ra ke tsebo re nka di tackle ba di issues tsa batho, but this is where you get to know or ba fitlile bana mo ba fitlang gona. So we about to go, man. Exclusive Culture in the building with Twista wa Meropa is Meropa Rhythm with Exclusive Culture. Just make sure you subscribe to us so that you get to see this kind of content each and every time we upload this kind of content. So I think 50, more like almost 1 hour. Almost 1 hour. Did you feel it?
Yeah. Mara, like no nagana less.
We almost 1 hour. I think it's even like 55 minutes when I check the time. Because for me like 5 minutes to 4. So now it's 10 to.
Okay.
So I wanna it's almost 1 hour.
Yeah.
So that means again our conversation was interesting. So what do you think about the podcast like in general?
No, okay. Rata o leboga chance le fileng yona. It's very interesting because e kgona go fa chance ya gore o kgona dira self introspection, also to interact with people out there. So though it came as a surprise to me, but
but we get used to it.
It's very super. I really like.
Le rena be re sa tlwaela go not le nna re no makala re le ka pela ga di le no re sa market gore fitlile le ka pela ga di bike. So but di kgonno re le nna re it builds you as a person, like you get to understand yourself as a human being.
Exactly.
You also build your confidence. Wa bona gore o kgona go bolela le batho a o sa tshaba. So we are not even scared, even if let's say I don't find a job, I know I can survive. When I know I can still survive in a way or again, me interacting with people could also encourage them to say, hey, I want to do something. Maybe I can for this, because we are able to speak to different people every day. There is no way when you speak to people you can never like understand them or them even understanding you to even understand again. What is it that you also want in life? So these interactions helps us also. So we appreciate it, Mr. Shai. Thank you for coming to the pod. We are done.
Sure.
1 hour on the dot.